So I'm in my office. Don't ask why there's a mask hanging from a Christmas tree behind me. So the first one was called Reading Minds Through Body Language. Immediately saw the title and I was triggered. I was like, oh no, emotional intelligence, it's back. So the first video focused on the three different types of people, and once you master them, you'll be great at sales, essentially, is what she said. So I figured I was just going to be like the majority of the people. So 75% of people are lookers. I think I am a looker, and did feel a little attacked. However, why'd she have to bring thin lips and forehead wrinkles into it? Anyways, so that kind of fit the bill, and also eye contact. I feel like I do a lot. I do tend to stare at people's features a lot, so sometimes I catch myself like staring at people's teeth when they talk, and I'm like, I don't need, like, people are gonna think I'm weird. I'm just looking at their teeth. So definitely not the best listener. I could work on that just from the title. I do happen to fidget a lot, if you can't tell, and I talk to myself constantly just because I always need to be talking. And I do think words and sounds a lot. Sometimes I'll think concepts, but typically I like talk to myself in my head because, again, I need to talk. With touching, I'm not one of those people that like immediately meets someone and needs to touch them or like reaches over and touches people. It's like arm. I'll reserve that for like a date, like touching someone's arm, or like people I'm close to, like, I'll be like touchy with people I like, but like strangers or acquaintances, I don't really feel inclined to touch like that. I don't mind hugs though. Like if someone is a touchy person and I just meet them and they hug me, I'm not going to be like, I'll be taken aback a little bit and be like, oh, like wasn't expecting that. But I'm not going to be like that kind of thing like she was describing in the video. I actually was just at mass, not this Sunday, but like a week ago Sunday. And the person in front of me, there's a part of mass where they go, share a sign of God's peace or something like that, Catholics and their traditions, and you're supposed to shake people's hands and say peace. I mean, it's not even quite sure what it's supposed to represent, but the person in front of me just gave me a hug, and people will do that with like their families, but they don't necessarily, you never see it, someone doing something like that to a stranger. So I was like, oh, we're hugging. I was just so taken aback, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, like I'm down for it. Like I'm okay with it. So it doesn't really bother me. It just kind of takes me aback sometimes. So the second one, I did see a video like this before. I'm pretty sure it was a TED Talk as well. It gave a lot of similar info. The other video focused on body language as well and how it makes you feel. So it focused on like power stances, giving you more confidence, vice versa. If you're going into a job interview, stand in the bathroom for a couple minutes, like, in like a power pose, and you're gonna have a great interview kind of thing. So I kind of agree with that. When I was in high school, I was like going through a breakup, and one of my friends said, what if you pretend to be happy, you will become happy and you won't have to pretend anymore. Does that always work like for depression and stuff? Not necessarily, but like in a breakup situation, yes, it definitely helps. I mean, for me, if I'm just gonna mope around, it's awful and I just don't want to do it. So that definitely kind of resonates with me. I know she talked about compliments, but like, does anybody handle compliments well? I know I don't. Like, I'll either be like, oh, thanks, got it from Target, or be like, oh, it was so cheap, or like, oh, this old thing kind of thing. I don't think anybody's good at taking compliments, but maybe we should be better at that. I'm also bad at giving compliments, so I feel like it just comes across like really fake. I'm like, oh, I love your bears. So yeah, I feel like she was talking about her son and how he's being bullied and what she said to him, to what like body language advice she gave him. And she kind of acted like it was like a magical fix. Maybe that's just a personal opinion or I'm just a non-believer, but I think body language is important. I happen to have the worst posture, but I don't think it's like a magical fix for everything. Kind of like she made it believe. I definitely think that it probably, definitely psychologically impacts your brain. But I feel like it's definitely pretty severe if it would just completely impact, like you go from being bullied to being like having all these friends. But what do I know? Maybe if I'm in this situation, I can try it and kind of see how I go from there. Have a good week.